Okay, this is a brief introduction to the deceptiveness and deceptive misdescriptiveness concepts. So starting with 2A, it doesn't matter how distinctive the mark is, it's unregisterable if it's barred by 2A. And in the Lanham Act, the adverbs play a different role than the adjectives. Merely is a signal about secondary meaning. If an applicant's claimed mark is merely descriptive, that means it lacks secondary meaning. Same thing if it's merely deceptively misdescriptive. Marks that are merely deceptively misdescriptive are governed by 2E1. Deceptively misdescriptive marks are like descriptive marks. They can be registered if the applicant shows secondary meaning. The difference between deceptively misdescriptive marks and deceptive marks, which are absolutely barred under 2A, is encapsulated in the three-part test. So is the term misdescriptive of character, quality, function, composition, or use? If so, are prospective purchasers likely to believe the misdescription? And we do this similar to assessing descriptiveness. Knowing the goods or services, would consumers likely believe the term accurately describes the goods? We don't look at actual packaging or price. Basically, the applicant's other materials can be used against them, but not to support a limiting construction. For example, if the ingredients are clearly disclosed and they contradict the statement in the applied for mark. If prospective purchasers are likely to believe it, is that likely to affect the decision to buy? So the cases will come out differently depending on where you end up in this three-part system. For example, for solar quartz for electric heaters, is the term misdescriptive of electric heaters? Yes, they are not solar. Are people likely to believe that the heaters are made of solar quartz? No. Therefore, it won't affect the decision to buy. Result, this is a suggestive or arbitrary term, and it is registrable immediately. You can compare this to a case involving an attempt to register LP for digital album downloads with cover art and other included materials. No one would believe that this is actually a vinyl LP. However, the TTAB reasoned they would believe that it had the characteristics of vinyl LPs, such as included lyrics and extra content, and thus LP was descriptive, not deceptively misdescriptive. So the consequence is actually pretty much the same. You'd need to show secondary meaning to register. All right, what about the second landing point? Glass wax for polish that doesn't have any wax in it. It is misdescriptive because it has no wax. Are prospective purchasers likely to believe that it has wax in it? Yes, because there are cleaners that do have wax in them. It's not a ridiculous thing to find in your in a cleaning product. So then the question is it going to affect the decision to buy? The ruling here was no, it's not deceptive because no one cared whether there was actual wax in it, since detailed chemical analysis would be required to determine whether there was actually wax. The result, this is deceptively misdescriptive. You need secondary meaning. The rationale here is the same as the rationale for requiring secondary meaning for descriptive marks. A competitor might well want to use wax in their product, and so we should preserve the competitor's freedom to operate until there's secondary meaning. Final scenario, organic aspirin for painkillers not containing aspirin or acetylsalicylic acid. The result here is since aspirin is a known quantity, the misdescription is likely to affect the decision to buy. It is deceptive, never registerable, no matter how much secondary meaning develops. Examples of other marks that have been deemed deceptive: Super Silk for shirts not containing silk, Cedar Ridge for hardboard siding not made of cedar wood. So you can see that one characteristic is that the deceptive term has some specific characteristics that consumers are likely to find desirable and to likely to help make them decide between types of products. So that's our introduction, and we will come into various questions raised by this in class. Thank you.